Good afternoon, everyone. Today we all are connected virtually to discuss and update you with the National Education Policy. That is the National NEP in short. NEP has in fact three E's in it. They define it, educate, encourage, and enlighten. Next, the NEP has its own vision, the vision of the policy. Next, vision of the policy is to develop an education system which is deeply rooted in the Indian ethos, which promises to provide high quality education to compete globally in this world of globalization. The curriculum is such that it will develop respect towards the fundamental duties and Constitution of India, and of course, respect our country. We as Indians will be full of pride. So remember, नई शिक्षा नीति करे साकार, ज्ञान योग्यता और रोजगार. Next, curriculum has been given a new structure. Next, ma'am. Curriculum has been given a new structure based on 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. That means these years have been donated to the school education. 5 years to fundamental stage, which is more of activity based. Next 3 years to the preparatory stage, which still is an activity based and learning, but through interaction. The next 3 years to the middle stage. Here it is all about experimental learning in maths, science, and SST, arts, humanities. Last 4 years for secondary education, which includes critical thinking and gives a student to choose his own subject, meaning student has his choice while selecting a subject for himself. It will be more of multidisciplinary education. Let me now talk to you about the key principles of the National Education Policy. Next, ma'am. The key principles of this National Education Policy have few features such as respect for diversity and local content, equity and inclusion, followed by community participation, students to be encouraged for private as well as community participation. Use of technology is yet another feature for teaching and learning. There's a special mention for the Divyang students. NEP emphasizes on conceptual understanding rather than rote learning, which the students usually do during the exams. Through this policy, one will be able to recognize and identify unique capabilities which every student has. Each student has, but were not able to express. Now we'll be able to help them and we'll recognize those features. We can also encourage critical thinking and decision making. We, through these key features of the principle, get a chance for a continuous review of a student by educational experts. The salient features. Next, ma'am. Salient features, as I talked about before also, it has 4 stages. Stages divided into 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 years of total school education. And the first stage will be play-based with teamwork. The second again is play-based, but education becomes a little formal over here. The third stage is completely formal, learning, choosing of subjects, choices of a student, where they will be recognized, where they will be helped to identify their inner selves. And the last 4 years has a deep study and more exposure. Next, ma'am. The National Education Policy of 2020 has annexures mentioned. Each annexure has its own topic. I'll just go through the topics once. The annexure 1 talks about early childhood and care and education. The second is about fundamental literacy and numeracy, curtailing dropout rates and ensuring universal access to education. The fourth annexure says reconstructing school curriculum and pedagogy, which will of course lead to the holistic development of the learners. followed by multilingualism. This because this I told you about this also before, where the children will be allowed to study in their own local languages. So curricular integration of essential subjects and skills. The next one is about the teachers. Then, of course, we have the recruitment and development, and then followed by service environment and culture. The last one says efficient resourcing and effective governance. All these things, all these chapters, if once gone through, will also help us to understand the National Education Policy 2020 very clearly. Next, ma'am.
The power of learning, language learning has become multilingual because medium of instruction up till grade 5 and preferably till grade 8 and beyond will be home language or mother tongue or local language. The languages of India, a fun project activity on to be taken by every student. So this is an activity which is to be taken by every student. 3 languages to be taught will be decided by the state or union territories. All classical languages will be widely available in schools as options. Next, ma'am. The first stage, which is given 5 years of learning, early childhood education. It includes developing curiosity, logical thinking and problem solving, arts, crafts and music, relationship with nature, teamwork and collaboration, play-based and discovery-based learning, etiquette, behavior, and emotional development in a playway and activity method. Next, ma'am. Now both the slides show the development with and without quality early childhood education. The temporal lobes are most active when a child given a quality education and least active when a child is not given quality education. Next slide. In second stage survey and hands-on experience of sampling of important vocational crafts such as carpenting, electric work, metal work, gardening, pottery making, etc. are to be included. Next.
In the middle stage, emphasis is given on vocational education, consists basically of practical courses through which one gains skills and experiences directly linked to a career in future. These trainings are parallel to other conventional courses of study. They shall be provided through online mode, meetings, open and distance learning. By 2025, at least 50% of learners shall have exposure to vocational education. Next. In the 21st century, the classroom encourages various skills. All these skills include critical thinking, problem solving, reasoning, analysis, interpretation, synthesizing information, interrogative questioning, creativity, artistry, curiosity, innovation, personal expression, including oral and written communication, listening skills as well. Leadership, teamwork, collaboration, cooperation, facility in using virtual workplaces is also being emphasized. Information and communication technology, literacy, media, and internet literacy, data interpretation, computer programming, scientific literacy is also included. It even emphasizes on environment, and its conservation. Generally speaking, the 21st century skills concept is motivated by the belief that teaching students the most relevant, useful, in demand, and universally applicable skills should be prioritized in today's schools, which shall help them in competitive knowledge-based information, economy, and society. Next, please. Health education is another important part to be dealt in every stage of life. Health education is any combination of learning experiences designed to facilitate voluntary actions conducive to health. It is one strategy for implementing health promotion and disease prevention programs. Health and wellness literacy, including nutrition, diet, exercise, and preventive health and safety are there. The education today, next ma'am. The education today is incomplete without technological education. Almost 2 decades have shown improvement in education through technology. There is improvement in teaching, learning, and assessment, administration, management, regulation through public disclosures, e-content in various languages. To meet 21st century challenges, virtual labs, online assessment, and examinations are being conducted. Next, please.
Now, the sports minister says that sports should no longer be treated as a separate or optional subject, and it has to accept it as a part of overall education system. So it's an integral part of the curriculum under new education policy. Ma'am, please next. Now coming to undergraduate degree that you can see on a slide. The undergraduate degree structure will be 4, 3 and 4-year duration, but it has multiple entry and exit option. Now, what is multiple entry and exit means? For example, a student wants to leave the degree at any point during the course of the period due to any kind, any reason. They have the option to return where they left. They will not require to start from the beginning, along with multiple and exit option. They receive appropriate certificate. Like a student exit after 1 year, a certificate to be awarded to him. If he exit after 2nd year, he and she to be awarded advanced diploma. If he exit after 3rd year, a bachelor's degree to be awarded. If he exit after 4th year, a bachelor with research to be awarded. Ma'am, next. Now we will compare existing academic structure and new academic structure. Number 1 is streams. There are 3 streams which a student can choose from: science, commerce, and arts in existing academic structure. But in the new academic structure, no hard separation of streams. A student can choose his stream according to his and her interest or desire. For example, a child can take a combination of accounts, history, and physics. Next is pedagogical structure, that is 10 plus 2 plus 3 in existing academic structure. But 5 plus 3 plus 4. That my friend has already described you. And board exams based on memorizing facts and used to be held once a year. That means annual examination. Now, in new academic structure based on core competencies, with students allowed to take the exam twice, like semester 1, semester 2. Award of degree after completion of 3 or 4 years, the degree provided to the student. Multiple exit option with certificate after 1 year and 2-year diploma after 2 years in new academic structure. What I just told you, in vocational education, in existing academic structure, it is totally nil. In new academic structure, vocational education from class 6 with internships. That means from a class 6, we start coding part so that they can develop their critical thinking. And about the entrance test, multiple entrance tests in the existing academic structure. But in new academic structure, single entrance test for all the courses. Ma'am, please next. Now, the expectations from school. Focus on core essentials learning outcomes. We will try to focus on foundational skills in lower grades. Map curriculum across grades and subject with a defined LOS. And we focus on practical and application-based learning, experiential learning, and enhancing creative and critical thinking skill of students. Enables teacher to design such experiential and application-based activities which enhance the creative and critical thinking skill and other desired skill among the students. Stress on the importance of foundational skills of literacy and numeracy. Transform teaching strategies or adopt innovative teaching strategies to develop, strengthen, and achieve these foundational skills by grade 3. Focus at an early age on reading, writing, and learning of basic mathematical concepts. We will definitely bring changes in classroom teaching in alignment with the NEP 2020. Define, adapt, adopt learning outcomes, and link assessment with a defined LOS. Adopt the experiential learning pedagogy to achieve the defined LOS. Integrate subject and technology to create a holistic learning experience for students. Integrate the components of digital literacy, scientific temper, and computational thinking. Plan lessons grounded in real-life situations. Identify and nurture gifted students and plan for CWSN and SEDGS, that is socially, emotionally disadvantaged groups of students. At last, the only impossible journey is the one you never begun. That means एकमात्र असंभव यात्रा वह है जिसे आप कभी भी शुरू नहीं करते हैं. That means we will have to start sometime and accept the changes also. The 2020 NEP aimed to make India a global superpower of knowledge. I hope you get. Thank you so much to all of you.